So hello again. Today we are going to learn about the models. So far we have learned about templates. We said that templates are web pages where we render our data. View are the functions that are the relation between any model and a template. So we have in a template that is in other words, a table in the database. We create a table in the database and then we use a view function to handle this data. And then using this function, we can show this information in the template web page. So since I closed the last time my Visual Studio Code, I need to reactivate my virtual environment. So first I check the directory. Okay, so source env scripts / activate. Okay, cd my tennis club. So today we are going to create a new model for the members of the tennis club. So a model is a class, let's call it member, and it inherits the models.model. Okay, so let's have just two simple attributes in this model. The first one is the first name, which is a character field of max length of 100. Last name is the same. And here I want to mention that if you are asking yourself how to remember all these things, it's totally fine. By practicing, you will discover anything you need. And as you know that when you are dealing with a framework, it's not just about doing things, but it's about understanding them. It's more than enough that you are understanding what you are doing. If you forget something, you can go to the documentation or you can Google it. So for example, now you know that to have a field that is a string field or a character field, you need to use models.char field or car field. And for example, if you want to use an integer, you have the option to use the integer field and so on. So since we created now our member model, we need to make migrations. Whenever you do something that is related to the databases, you need to run migrations. How to do that? Python manage.py make migrations. Okay, so create a model member and then manage.py migrate. So for simplicity, every time you do some modification or some changes that is related to the databases, Python manage.py make migrations and Python manage.py migrate. Okay, so now let's do something inside the databases. So what I'm going to run is a shell command or shell prompt in my Django project. So I use Python manage.py shell, and I need to import first this model. So from members dot models maybe. So no, it's models, the name of the script dot. No, it is members. So, sorry for guys, but you know that sometimes you may getting lost with this thing. It's totally fine. Models import member. Okay, so we imported this one, member dot objects dot all. And as we can see, we have something new, that is the query set. The query set, for simplicity, is a collection of data from the database. And if you need to know more about that, you can go and Google that. What we are going to do is to start insert some data to our table in the database. Member. So this is our, let me call it, member one. Maybe we'll need later to add something else. So it takes as parameters the required fields. So first underscore name is equal to Ali, comma, last underscore name equal test. And here we go. Now we need to save this in new inserted data. How to retrieve this data? For simplicity, let's do this quickly. So first, I'm going to do both things. First, let's see the member.objects.all again. Okay, so as we can see, it contains now query set. So here, it was empty. Now we have member object one. So it means we have only one member object in the query set. Okay, here I can't use the arrows on my keyboard. Objects.all, and now I will add .values. And now I can see the data of the inserted row in our table in the database. Let's try to add different records. So I will copy and paste them. Member two. Okay, what's the problem here? Member two is a member. Oh, okay. Here I need to. Okay, this is my mistake. I'm sorry for this. Last underscore name and member three. It's enough to have just 3 records. last underscore name. So we have member 1, member 2, and member 3. Let's create members underscore list equal to member 2 comma member 3. Why? Just because I'm going to put them in a list, and then I will run a for loop that go and it passes through each element in this list and it saves it in the databases. Okay, I didn't include the member ones since it is already saved. So for x in members underscore list, 3 spaces is enough, and x.save, enter again. Okay, let's recheck members dot objects dot all, and let's directly use the dot values. Let's see, we have an error. Yeah, okay, so it's member, not members, objects dot all dot values, and here we go. So as you can see, we can find here all our data. Thank you so much.